Hello and welcome to my channel, Inviting Possibilities. My name is Rochelle and I'm doing a reading for Aquarius today in all placements, and it's timeless and general, so take what resonates. And if it really doesn't, feel free to check out any of my other videos. They are all timeless and all placements as well. I am looking at your life purpose and what's coming next. This isn't pinpointing what it is you're doing, but kind of the direction that you are heading with it. So, yeah, my brain just totally went blank. JoJo made it. Good morning. Thanks for being here. And thanks to all of you for liking, subscribing, and sharing. And how about I just dive in? I'm going to pick a couple of angel cards. Willingness. Hmm. She's like at a fruit stand or something. Willingness to pick the right tomatoes. No, those aren't tomatoes. Bowls? What in the world? Where is she? Who knows? It will remain a mystery. Willingness to do something. Oh, and we've got freedom. The willingness and the freedom, or the willingness brings you the freedom. Come on, camera. Come on, focus. Focus. Doesn't want to. That's all right. Ooh, and this angel is at the beach. So freedom to do what you want. When you're willing to put in the effort to try something, you gain the freedom to do what you love or to relax. I feel like I'm forgetting so much. As far as, I don't know. Let's just keep going. Let me pick an oracle deck. I'm going to go with the elemental oracle. Okay, we've got time and discipline, number 41. Voice, speaking your word, 25. Hey, Rebecca made it. Good morning. Thanks for being here. And oceans, bravery, number 30. Okay, so, I know what I meant to say. What I was forgetting is that when we're speaking of life purpose here, it can be what you do for a living, but it doesn't have to be. This can be anything that kind of um, helps you to grow in some way, helps you to move to the next level. Can be your new hobby. Um, yeah, life purpose isn't always just what you do for money. Anyway, so what we have here is time and discipline. And I feel like that lines up with the willingness. You need to be willing to put in the effort to manage your time wisely, and you're doing something where you are using your voice, you're speaking your truth. You could be um, deciding to start a YouTube channel, for example, to speak about something that is very near and dear to your heart. And that can also speak to the time and the discipline, because maybe you need to, for example, if it is a YouTube channel, you need time to build up your um like your subscribers, right? Like, to draw people in, it takes time. And then you may have things that you need to learn. And that can take time as well. But with this bravery, this oceans, isn't that interesting? That freedom, she's here at the beach, the ocean. And it speaks to you putting yourself out there. And the fact that this is a child is like you are embarking on something that is new, and you're going into it with this childlike curiosity. Um, there could be some fear that you're bumping up against, especially, she's walking on the planet there. Maybe you are needing to or deciding to travel. Maybe you're gonna, become a keynote speaker, or I don't know, lead seminars or something like this, where you're required to go in front of an audience. And that takes bravery for so many people. Speaking in front of an audience is scarier than the prospect of death. And so um, that can also speak to this time and discipline. Like maybe you just need to work on building your speaking skills. Um, and it all comes back to this willingness to put in the effort, put in the work that is needed in order to go on this adventure, on this journey. So let me start with my what's it called? I'll get this eventually. Neoteric Feminine Tarot. What's trying to come forth? What's trying to come forth? We've got the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah. This could be something that you want to do um, for a living, that, has some financial um, potential. Four of Wands. Sweet. Wait, what's going on in here? And as with so many of my readings in this series, um, this, whatever you're doing, could involve somebody else, partnering with somebody else. King of Pentacles, possibly somebody who has Earth in their chart, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Um, this could involve a romantic partnership, taking things to the next level, because you two together are meant to um, you're meant to partner in this way that's going to help boost you both. This can also speak to you just kind of as you really take steps to embrace an opportunity that's being handed to you. You're going to feel excited. You're going to want to celebrate. And it's all leading to you getting to this place of full on prosperity. The King of Pentacles is one of the most abundant characters in the deck. Some say the most abundant character. Um, it's getting to that place where you have a surplus of everything that you need. And yeah, there's that overflow, and you're able to give back. The King of Pentacles is the philanthropist. And with a little help from your friends, it's giving you that boost, possibly, to get you where you want to go. But it does require bravery. The King of Pentacles, he rises up. He goes from the page to the knight to eventually being the king, because he learns how to um, conquer his fears, and he's a very savvy business person. Now, let me just say real quick that Gender doesn't matter here. This is just energy. Anybody can embody this energy, male or female or other. um, Ultimately, feels very prosperous, whatever you're doing, and it's bringing a lot of celebration with it, and uh, so much potential. It feels very exciting. So let me go with the Thoth deck. What's the strongest foundation for you to build upon? We've got the Eight of Wands, swiftness. Yes. The Knight of Swords, which is actually the King of Swords, equates to the King of Swords. And the Five of Wands, strife. There's a lot of movement here. It's very quick energy. And the Eight of Wands it's about communication. You are using your voice to get your message out into the world. That's what you want to do. You want to continue cultivating that skill and learning how to say what you mean and mean what you say. You know, I can really relate to this just with my channel. Um, you can't get good at something until you practice it a lot, and that's what's happening here. Now with this Knight of Swords, this is it's partly about being very strategic in how you move forward, and it's really focusing on like making that list, like the pros and cons list, for example, of what is what is going to be your best course of action. Because when you do that, you gain, oh, isn't that interesting? You gain your freedom through focusing. And this also speaks to being very honest. And the Knight of Swords is he speaks his mind. He uses his voice. And I was going to say you're gaining your freedom through using your voice. Because I'm looking at these three birds down here. And you want to remember to honor other people's opinions, other people's voices, because I feel like what you're doing here, you're putting yourself out there, and so you want to try and be as all inclusive as possible. So rather than resisting what other people have to say, their opinions, their perspectives, you want to embrace and honor that everyone has something different to bring to the table. And, you know, at the end of the day, you come back to what you know is true for you, but to kind of be open and allowing of new ideas, because that's what's going to help you to learn. That's what's going to help you to ultimately grow and become more skillful at whatever this is that you're doing. Okay. So I'm feeling very drawn to the Osho Zen Tarot. Hey, Jamie Leanne made it. Awesome. So glad you're here. And Rest Mojo is here too. Yay. I'm really glad you guys made it. Thanks for joining. Okay, so what could potentially hold you back? Three of Rainbows, guidance. Mind, it's so funny. When I pulled this deck, I was thinking of this card. This card comes out so often when I use this deck. Um, yeah, I knew it. And playfulness. So this is the Knight. I believe this is the Knight of Fire. So what could potentially hold you back? Notice how this figure is being drawn forward but is looking back. What could potentially hold you back is being stuck in the past, stuck in fear of um yeah, of things not working out, looking at um yeah, I'm trying to say this in a different way. Ultimately, it's you want to try and stay present in the moment in this playful energy, because when you get caught up in your mind, you get very confused. You start thinking about all the things, all the ways in which it hasn't worked for you in the past. But you're a different person than you were previously. This can also speak to, this has come up a fair amount with other readings that I've done in this series, where there could be there could be other people, there could be somebody else who keeps, it's not that they keep you stuck, but they, like, you don't want to leave somebody behind. You don't want to leave people behind, or you're used to putting them first. There's something here where you're really being drawn forward. You're being pulled. Like, this is a little bit out of your hands. The universe, spirit has got a firm hold of you and is like taking you, whether you go willingly or kicking and screaming. And so, you want to try to recognize and work with the resistance, because there's something going on in your head. Your mind is not necessarily comfortable with moving forward and going along for the ride. And you've got to, yeah, I really feel like you this is about being in the moment and embracing the excitement and that passion that is driving you forward. There's a lot of energy here, and again, potential. And I think there's something here too around the time that it takes to develop your voice, to be able to be ready to venture forth into the world with this new skill, with this thing that you're doing. um, that can get you caught up in your mind as well, because it's like, am I ever going to learn? Am I ever going to get to that point of mastery, of being able to do this and feel good about it? And being in this playful energy is what helps you. It's like it keeps the excitement there. It's that reminder that, what you're doing is, it's happening for you. It's happening for a reason. You're meant to move forward, and with so many other things in your life, you've had to practice, 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 and learn that mastery. And so try to have fun doing it, since that's the way of things anyway. Hey, Redbeard made it. Awesome. Thanks for being here. So let me go with the tarot of transcendence. What have you forgotten that could potentially help you, especially overcome whatever this is, whatever the stuff is going on in your mind that's got you paralyzed or potentially is paralyzing you? Ooh, yeah, Six of Swords. Justice, Libra energy. And the Ten of Pentacles. That's what you've forgotten. You you have moved away from a situation, or maybe from many situations that have been difficult, turbulent. And in doing that, in making peace your primary goal, peace and contentment, it has brought balance to you in your life. There could be a part of you where you could tend to um resist change. I mean, Aquarius, I think Aquarius is one of the fixed signs. And typically there is a resistance to change here. But in it, like, I feel like with that Five of Wands there, like there could be a part of you where you could be somewhat of a contrarian, where you have an idea of what you want and you might get very set in your ways, and I feel like you made a vow to yourself, or you decided at some point that it was more important to be happy than to be right. And a lot of us have to go through this learn this lesson, because we think we know what is right, um to the exclusion of anything else anyone has to say. And it's learning to be more open-minded and fluid. And so in doing this, you created balance in your life with other people, with a specific person, someone in your family, with a spouse. Somehow you managed to get yourself to a place of prosperity, contentment, long term happiness, and satisfaction. So if this is somebody where you have successfully worked things out with them, but then you're on this new track, with that Ace of Pentacles there, right? You're starting out on this new path. You want to remember that you've done this all before, and very successfully, through moving to calmer shores, calmer waters, and being most dedicated to going to creating a journey that leads you to a place of, like I keep saying, peace and contentment. Let me go with the Mystic Mondays tarot. Oh, the sun is here. Hello, good morning. Thanks for joining. Okay, so What, if anything, needs to be done? Oh, we've got the chariot, Cancerian energy. We've got the moon, also Cancerian and Piscean energy. And the Knight of Pentacles. It's so interesting. We have one of the fastest energies and one of the slowest energies. And between in the middle, there's this choice point. Um, but it's not about choosing one or the other. It's heading down the middle and kind of bringing those energies together, especially because that's what the chariot is all about. It's victory through wrangling those opposing energies, um, finding the middle ground. As one of my favorite readers says, riding two horses with one ass, Gemstone Tarot. She's amazing. um, this is this is about understanding that there's always going to be a bit of mystery in stepping forth on any kind of new path. There's always going to be an element of things that are hidden, of not seeing things clearly, the kind of this distorted vision. And because of that, there's a need to tap into your intuition in a major way. And to, especially with this Knight of Pentacles, it's about having that ability to be methodical and um uh come on, brain, I just had the word and then it disappeared. Like disciplined, methodical and disciplined in how you move forward, in the way you move forward, where it's practical, being very practical and grounded and taking your time. This, yeah, discipline, right? Discipline, being disciplined and taking your time, knowing that that is the very best way to get you where you need to go, because then, like, that's a part of the strategy, that's a part of the planning and figuring out what you need to do next. Because typically on any path, we always know the next step, or it's pretty easy to get clear on the next step, because sometimes the next step can just be like, well, I need to do some more research. um, I need to figure this next thing out, whatever it is. But there is victory here in embracing the unknown and in putting in that effort, in speaking your truth as you go, as you learn it. Yeah, I like this. So let me finish with Tarot of Mystical Moments. I would like to know the potential outcome here. Wheel of Fortune. There we go. Three of Wands. And the Two of Swords. Well, isn't that interesting? um, I feel like ultimately this comes down to you, when you follow your heart, when you feel the fear and move forward anyway, expecting the good to come in, expecting the best, it's going to help you It's going to help things fall into place the way they need to. Because the Two of Swords also speaks to needing to use intuition and kind of, I feel, there's this energy of to be continued in a way. Like in the event, or, as long as you keep your sight set on the future. And again, we have this, she's holding the ship, thinking about planning on going somewhere new, traveling, relocating, whatever that looks like, gaining your freedom. You're going to be presented with choices all along the way. And it's not always easy to make those choices. Sometimes you have to take the time to sit with what you're feeling, what's going on inside. Ultimately, there's this cause and effect. The Wheel of Fortune speaks to that, like to how the wheel is always turning, and it is directly affected by where we how we choose to show up, the choices that we do decide to make. And the more you can embrace the unknown and understand that sometimes the choice isn't available to you right away. Sometimes you really do just have to sit with it and wait and see. We've got the two birds. Which thing is going to settle, is going to make its home, in your consciousness, in your energy. Eventually you get to a point where it becomes clear what's going to work and what's not. And so there's no need to rush, but it's always maintaining that optimism, knowing you're on a journey, and you are being led somewhere. You're being pulled somewhere. So, yeah, um, you're being led somewhere, and yet you do have free will ultimately. And yeah, I this looks very good. I'm excited for you, whatever this is that you're doing, and enjoy the journey, because that's what it's all about in the end, anyway. So I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, wherever you are in the world, and I will see you on the next video. Mwah. And thanks again so much for liking, subscribing, and sharing.